What's up? It's your boy K-Blao, Hood X. Make sure you sign up for hoodx.com. Man, this video is called the Taurusverse. Now, this is some, I study a lot of information about different religions, stuff like that, interpretation, symbols, astrology. People already know this. And one thing I've came across, I noticed about Taurus is a very key element in understanding. It's a chamber that everybody got to kind of go through that they don't understand. Like, you're going to come across a Taurus, or you're going to come across Taurus energy or the Taurusverse at some point in your life. You probably don't know what it is. And I'm just going to try to give you an interpretation real quick of what I seen as a Taurusverse. You know what I'm saying? When you go into back in the age, the time of Taurus, before Moses led the Jews over into what they call the land of milk and honey. So say they had a Pharaoh who ruled the whole land. And this is during the age of Taurus. You know what I'm saying? When black people was, Egyptians was the people that was, they had pyramids. Everybody know typically with Egypt. The real name for Egypt is really called Kemet, which is a whole different topic of discussion. But Egypt was a very key focal point in history until it fell when the Jews came and with Moses, and they led the Jews out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Into in Exodus around 30, 32. It's called the land of milk and honey. Now, when they was there, you see what I'm saying, Moses went up on the hill for some time, and he was receiving some instructions from God. He was written on forever would be called known as the Ten Commandments. A lot of people know this story. You know what I'm saying? And when he came down from the mountain, what happened when he found out was that all the people down there was worshiping a golden calf. So saying that they had built, and they was, basically praising this golden calf, which was fucking total blasphemy to a God who just gave him 10 commandments. And the first commandment on it said, do not worship other gods on me. And this is the first rule they already break. They just came out of the Taurusverse, you know what I'm saying, over into the age of Aries. And the first thing they do every year, they partying, celebrating the Taurus, which is the calf. Like, you see what I'm saying? So when you stop and think, so okay, well, these people are worshiping a golden calf. You see what I'm saying? We're in the age of Taurus. You see what I'm saying? This obviously would offend Yahweh, who's the god of Aries energy. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole new age coming in. You know what I'm saying? So Moses coming down with these stones, he's like, oh shit. So if you read Exodus chapter 32, when basically Exodus 32:11, it says something to the effect that it was Moses convincing God not to wipe out the Jews, you know what I'm saying, for doing this. And it was a plea bargain, basically. And actually the first time in the Bible that man actually controlled God. You see what I'm saying? So I have a very keen interpretation on this. You see what I'm saying? And you'll see a lot of preachers have their own interpretation, which I also do respect. And mind you, I'm not necessarily married to this idea. It's just a good, something to think about and wrestle around with the thought. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at this from Egypt's standpoint, you see what I'm saying? If you look at this from Pharaoh's standpoint, Pharaoh gonna be like, well, damn, man, y'all basically wiped out my whole fucking empire for some people that went over here and worship a golden calf. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to lose everything over these people that, mind you, the Pharaoh didn't want to let go. Not to say that Pharaoh was, a great person, nothing like that, but if you kind of look at it from Pharaoh's perspective, I would be mad as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, Pharaoh dead. Can't really, assume it like that. But if I was Egyptian and I read Exodus 32:12, I would be like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? Because in theory, you know what I'm saying, the basis of the Christian faith is the fact that the only reason that, God didn't kill the people was because of it would have made the Egyptians right. You know what I'm saying? Because Moses said that. He said, man, he said, what would the Egyptians say? They would say, man, you led us out of their land over here only to kill us. And basically that's when Moses actually changed the will of God. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people I've heard argue that because of this, Christianity is actually, the Torah is actually under Moses' law, not necessarily God's law, but I don't necessarily believe that, but it's just a concept to think about. You know what I'm saying? So, basically the Taurusverse is that same kind of system, but I've heard interpretations of preachers tell me that, well, no, it's like grace. Basically, it was the same thing that they did with Jesus. Basically, like, it was somebody who got you tabbed for your sins. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like it was to show God's grace. This is what a preacher had told me, that he said, man, you can't necessarily look at it like that. You gotta look at it like it's God's grace. Basically, that he picked up the tab for some people who couldn't control themselves as far as sin. You know what I'm saying? Now, but at the same time, like, I can respect that, but I'm still looking at it from like Pharaoh's perspective, like under the Taurusverse. You know what I'm saying? Just for the topic of discussion, this is a theme that people are going throughout their life. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at the concept of You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who believe that, you know what I'm saying, Christianity, as far as the black people, it's the same religion that enslaved us. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at the amount of black people killed by the police, you know what I'm saying, black people killing each other, you know what I'm saying, black people are murdered all over, not necessarily just in the U.S., but all over the world, you know what I'm saying, we've seen it's the lesser being by white people, you know what I'm saying, typically, you know what I'm saying, so this is, and at the same time, when you look at how many burgers, you look at McDonald's, you look at Wendy's, Burger King, you know what I'm saying, cattle is the most slaughtered animal everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, they killing cows just as much as they killing niggas, basically. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Taurusverse. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it, I've ran into a lot of situations where, like, you could be super smart, you could be super religious, you could be doing nothing wrong, but you still find yourself running into, like, bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you the sacrifice, basically. Like, black people is a sacrifice, cows is a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the energy that the Taurusverse got. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of things also about the Taurusverse, you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with Taurus energy, these are the type of people who, you know what I'm saying, hard workers who don't get what they deserve a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're a sacrifice. Kind of like the Virgo too, but like Taurus be more, it's the earth. Like, mind you, I've also heard the story too, like when the planet first kicked off, basically it was the four twins. You see what I'm saying? It was four twins. It was Earth, Wind, Water, and Fire all wrapped up in one person, just like us today. You know what I'm saying? Earth, Wind, Water, and Fire, total opposite energy when you stop and think about it. But somehow they blend perfectly when it comes to a human being. Your lungs is air. Your body's made of 90% water. Your flesh is of the earth. You see what I'm saying? And they say the soul is of the fire. You see what I'm saying? So they said it was four twins. And one twin, which was the fire one, decided that he was the most dominant one. It's a fire sign. It's kind of like Leo, you know what I'm saying, Sagittarius and Aries, shout out. So saying they was like, man, nah, we stronger than all of y'all. We want to reveal ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So they basically broke through the unseen and crossed over into the seen, which is the same concept where Lucifer kind of come from. You know what I'm saying? So when this happened, they had to sacrifice the earth. You know what I'm saying? In order to balance out this side of the world. You see what I'm saying? That the planet that we live in, which is Earth. You see what I'm saying? The shit that you can see. This was still the same reason why air and water are still remain unseen. Like, you see that you can't. There's water in there, but you can't see it. You see what I'm saying? So air and water remained on the unseen world, and earth and fire remained on this side. But the moral of the story is kind of that Earth was the sacrifice. So if you look at a lot of Virgos, you look at a lot of Capricorns, you look at a lot of Taurus, you see the way they are. They're hard workers. They the ones that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times Taurus feel underappreciated. A lot of times they feel like they hard work. They feel like people don't understand them. You see what I'm saying? This is the Taurusverse. You compare that to what Pharaoh went through. You see what I'm saying? They took all his shit away, crumbled his whole empire for some people that went over here and worship a golden calf. You see what I'm saying? This is the Taurusverse. So, hold on, let me somebody my door. So, one second, man. Who is it? Oh, wow. Okay. She got her hair done. So I'm going to make this video quick. So, yeah, that's the Taurusverse, though. You see what I'm saying? Actually, that just happening right now in the middle of this video. It's kind of like the Taurusverse. Like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of goes to another thing I was saying. Like, Taurusverse deal a lot of, what's the word? Like, misplaced shit. And also, like, shit just switch on you at the last thing, like deja vu. Like, you ever seen The Matrix? He say, oh, when that cat walks, he's like, meow. And he said, meow, again. I'm never gonna make that sound again. You fucking call me. I'm kind of high and I made that fucking sound. But remember the fucking cat walked by and he was like, oh shit, they switched something. And then they looked up and it was all fucking brick walls and they was all trapped in there. That's the fucking Taurusverse. Like, they be switching shit around. Like, sometimes I'll go on Facebook, I go to click on something and then he clicked the wrong button. Even on the buttons right there, you click the one right next to it and you end up on a whole nother motherfucking page or some whole, you gotta go back and this shit be all fucked up. Like, shit be rearranging and around. That's the fucking Taurusverse. You see what I'm saying? Sacrifice and frustration, going through, you know what I'm saying, mental turmoil that you can't really express. You got to know the right words to use and shit like that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Knowing that it's 26 letters and 9 numbers in the alphabet. That's all you really got in order to verbalize an infinite amount of, you know what I'm saying, conversation. You know what I'm saying? This is what we call a bastard language in Hood X. You know what I'm saying? So, like, You get 26 letters and 9 numbers, like a fucking keyboard, to fucking translate all this infinite fucking information you got in there. So you kind of stuck. What we call excruciation, the excruciation pain, the frustration that come along with trying to communicate that is kind of like the Taurusverse. Like there's more than what should. This a business language. It's the syntax don't match up to what the fuck is going on up here. This is what a lot of Pisces may go through at the same time, but I really know Taurus understand that they are of a higher, they more rooted into the earth, but they in the Taurusverse. It's like, motherfucker, you the sacrifice, you the cow, you the nigga, motherfucker, get your ass out there, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Taurus, this is why you're seeing a lot of the shit that's going on, because this is kind of ordained by the religion, by the Jewish religion, kind of, not the Jewish religion, but you're saying when they moved from the age from Taurus over into Aries, this is when the Jews, you know what I'm saying, basically had their time to move over to the age of Pisces, which is kind of a continuation, this water, to kind of continuing on with that tradition. We're moving into an age of Aquarius, new ideas, revolutionary ideas, things like the things I'm saying starting to come out, reinterpretations of the same scriptures. So the same type of thing is coming out, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, in the age of Aquarius, this is like Facebook, it's like Twitter. This is a thought you think about and you move on to the next thing, you know what I'm saying? So, this is just Taurusverse. I'm probably gonna do a part 2, part 3 of this. I just wanted to get this out there because I've been really building on the Taurusverse for a long time. Shout out to my man Iceberg Jones. You can follow him on Facebook. He was a person who helped me really. He's a Taurus, and so he helped me really get, you know what I'm saying, this concept down, because I deal with the Taurusverse a lot of times in my life when I just have to sacrifice shit with it. In the hood, they say charge it to the game. Like, you really can't do shit about it. Like, you know what I'm saying, your kids might fucking spill some fucking red wine all over your new white rug or some shit like that. You like, fuck, it's a brand new fucking rug. You gotta throw the shit out. That's the Taurusverse. Like, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker might just get a check, and as soon as you get a check, you had a whole idea what you was about to do with it, but then as soon as you get to the crib, you find out that so-and-so didn't pay the bill or some shit like that, and now you like, oh, fuck, man, all this money, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, I just had, I was gonna do this, now I gotta go do this with it, it's never enough money, shit like that. Like, that's all the Taurusverse. That, like, it ain't necessarily your fault, but you end up having to sacrifice or lose, or shit get misplaced, you know what I'm saying, yeah, make sure you sign up for hoodx.com. Make sure you read the lit. Right now, I gotta go check on my wifey because she just got her hair did this whole new color. So I'm gonna let y'all know how it look. Peace.